What does it mean to render something? Rendering in visual art and technical drawing means the process of formulating and adding color, shading, or texturing to an image. It can also be used to describe the quality of execution of that process. Our goal is to create the illusion of three-dimensional form on a flat, two-dimensional surface. Is there a difference between a form and a shape? Yes. A form occupies three-dimensional space and can be measured in depth, width, and height. A shape is flat, two-dimensional, and typically characterized by its contour. You can notice that the forms on the left have shading around the edges. Shading is the darkening or coloring of an illustration or diagram with lines, dots, or blocks of value. One way to add shading is called the 5-value rendering system. The 5-value rendering system is how to create the illusion of form. Number 1. Highlight. The brightest value on the form. The brightness of the highlight indicates the texture of the form and the strength of the light source. Highlights are usually small. Number 2. Light. The slightly less bright area surrounding the highlight. Number 3. Dark light. The slightly less bright area surrounding the light. It is also known as the midtone. Number 4. Core shadow. The darkest part of the shadow. It is the dividing line between the light side and the shadow side on the form. Number 5. Reflected light. The area on the shadow side that is slightly brighter than the core shadow, but also darker than any value on the light side. Next, let's discuss the materials and supplies. You'll need a graphite pencil, a white pastel pencil, an HB charcoal and 3B charcoal pencil, and an eraser. It doesn't really matter what brand of pencil you use, as long as one is an HB and the other is a 3B. You'll also need a ruler and a compass. It's okay if you don't have a compass. You can use a plastic cup to draw the circle. I'll be using toned gray Strathmore sketch paper for this project. And I'm using a drawing board to position the paper in a vertical angle. Now, let's take a look at the video demo. First, use the graphite pencil to draw a 5-step scale, and use the compass to draw a circle in the middle of the page. Next, use the white pastel pencil to fill in step number 1 with a pure white value. Step number 2 of the scale should have a value that is slightly darker than step number 1. Use the HB pencil to fill in a value in step number 4 that is slightly darker than the tone of the paper. Step number 5 is pure black, so you'll need to use the 3B pencil. Start by placing the highlight about 1/3 away from the edge of the sphere. The core shadow is going to be on the opposite side, also about 1/3 away from the edge. Start in the middle with hard pressure to create the highlight, and as you move outward, use softer pressure to create a gradation. Next, use the HB pencil to indicate where the core shadow is going to lay. Using a light touch, you can blend up towards the highlight to create a soft edge. And we can also start to fill in the reflected light area down below the core shadow. Next, use the graphite pencil to draw a box around the sphere. This is going to frame the object, and we're going to use the 3B pencil to fill in the background space. That's going to create some depth against the sphere and give us nice value contrast. Take your time and be careful to maintain the contour edge of the sphere. So there we have it. The sphere is rendered with a highlight, light light. The dark light is the same tone as the paper. We have the core shadow and the reflected light. Thanks for watching.